Hello and welcome to another episode of Security 101. This week's going to be a really quick one, I promise. I know the last couple have been kind of long and I'm sorry, but good information. So this week we want to talk about how to live privately in a social world. And where this comes from is I actually had a friend who doesn't have a Facebook account, but their grandchildren are and their children are all on Facebook, and they can't see, that's where everybody's putting their pictures now, so they don't see all the updates and all the recent information. So I had to convince them to sign up for Facebook. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending Facebook necessarily over anything else. I personally am not a super Facebook fan. I like Google Plus a little bit better just because it's a little less noisy and a little bit more options on there. But Facebook is the most popular, so that's where most people are. There is some things you can do in Facebook to restrict what people see about you. Basically, you're creating an account and not giving anybody access to any of your information. And it is very possible to do with Facebook. And after I showed them that how they looked to the average person, they were more comfortable about it. So I just want to say, if you are not on Facebook, but your family's on Facebook and they want you to get on, but you don't want to get on because of all the privacy issues, Facebook is okay if you go in and turn off basically don't let anybody see anything. Their security settings are getting much better all the time, and you can literally be a name with no other information in Facebook. Nobody would know it was even you. So that is possible. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands. I mentioned before about some of the issues with Facebook, and there are issues with Facebook, but you can really truly live private in the social world. I do not recommend you do things like Twitter. Twitter, you don't have that kind of control, so I would stay off of Twitter. Your information, you can create fake information obviously as well. Nothing just has to say that your name and everything is who you really are, even when you create a Facebook account for that matter. And your family would know who you really were. So, make up something. In fact, along that same lines, what I do recommend you do is when you get the questions asking you for security questions like what street did you grow up on, don't answer that truthfully, because your people who are trying to get you probably know about you and where your information like where I grew up, what town I grew up in, where I was born, all the information. In fact, even your birth date. Don't ever give your real birth date when you get those kind of questions. I always keep a fake birth date. It may be off by a year and a month and a day or something like that. I have little patterns that I use. But if ever I'm asked for a birth date, I don't have to give my real birth date. And if somebody was trying to break into my account, they would know my real birth date, then they would never get in. So it's another thing, another way of protecting yourself. So don't be afraid to create a Facebook account, and don't be afraid to become into the social media. You can participate at whatever level you're comfortable doing. That's all I wanted to say this week. That's it for Security 101. For show notes for this show, contacts, and more, go to the techzen.tv website where you can get show notes for all of our shows. We love to hear from our viewers and listeners. We have an email, a Twitter, and a phone number where you can contact us for each show. For details, visit the techzen.tv website and get the show details. You can also make a video and upload it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo and then just send us a link. You never know, you may see your video in a future show. You can get all of our shows delivered automatically to your favorite device by going to your favorite podcast website like iTunes and subscribing. Each of our shows also has a YouTube channel you can subscribe to get regular updates. Our shows are also available on most internet radio networks like Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. You can also watch and listen to our shows on Xbox, TiVo, and Roku. You can even find us on your Zune.